Days after Fritz Alphonse Jean was announced as Haiti's interim president, Prime Minister Ariel Henry has flatly rejected the idea. Henry is adamant that there will be no head of state during the transition period in the months before Haiti's pending general election, arguing that there is no legal or constitutional basis to support the appointment of an interim president and therefore that no one has the authority to do so. The Prime Minister's statements on the matter came during the installation of Emily Prophet as the Minister for Culture and Communication earlier this week, a product of Henry's most recent cabinet reshuffle. The announcement of Jean as interim president came after a three-day Haitian Unity Summit held in Louisiana under the supervision of retired U.S. Army General Russell Honoré. Although details of the summit, exactly who was present and how they arrived at the decision to name Jean as the country's interim leader, have still not been forthcoming. Quote, "Political instability has already cost us too much," Henry told those in attendance, adding that at this point in time, Haitian politicians ought to be putting aside their partisan ambitions and focusing on creating a stable environment to support the hosting of the upcoming elections and the continuity of economic activity in the country. Henry expressed his belief that the only proper outcome to the political crisis caused by Jovenel Moïse's assassination was to have the next occupant of the National Palace elected to the position. The Prime Minister then issued a call for Haiti's political players to return to discussions with him and his cabinet on how the next few months should be handled, noting that as of last September, they were well on the way to hammering out an agreement, even as he admitted that the signatories of that agreement did not wish to continue with it despite repeated outreach from his office. Meanwhile, reports are that as recently as Monday this week, Fritz Alphonse Jean was already well on the way to filling out the documents required by the Montana Agreement Monitoring Office to secure his place as Haiti's president. But without the support of the man who heads the country's cabinet of ministers and by extension controls the country's security forces, it is not quite clear how Jean intends to occupy the position to which he's been appointed.